Please do not take PT-141 for erections or sex drive before watching this video. If you are thinking about taking PT-141 to improve your erections or sex drive or even to last longer in bed, you should think twice. Because this stuff, even though it's now FDA approved for women, might make things worse for you. What's up, motherfuckers? David Stamina in the house, yo, and I've been helping guys overcome PE and ED for many years now. And in this video I'll explain what PT-141 or Bremelanotide is, how it works for erections and sex drive, what risks you run if taking it, and alternatives you have to boost your erections or sex drive. What is PT-141 or Bremelanotide? Basically it's a chemical, a peptide which targets melanocortin receptors in the brain. There are 5 melanocortin receptors. MC1R regulates pigmentation and hair color. MC2R regulates production of stress hormones like cortisol in the adrenal glands. MC5R regulates sebum or skin oil production and so on. But the two relevant receptors for us are MC3R and MC4R because they play a role in hunger regulation and sexual motivation in men and women. And FDA even approved it for women if they have a very low sex drive. They didn't approve it for men yet, even though they help erections and sex drive in men as well. So how does it work to boost erections and sex drive in men? Well, you can take PT-141 as an injection or as a nasal spray. For men, it makes the erection harder, that's the effect, and you can stay harder for longer. The way it does is it stimulates those two important receptors which we talked about, the melanocortin receptors, MC3R and MC4R, and basically they increase sex drive and erections for men for up to 12 to 24 hours. And also it seems to have a mild effect of reducing hunger and anxiety. And interestingly, one of the reasons it can improve erections is because it increases nitric oxide production in the genitals, which is basically the fuel you need to get an erection. And it sounds like a fucking no-brainer. Yeah, everything you need for erections and sex drive without the need to take Viagra or Cialis. Wow. Hold on a minute. You might think twice before taking this medication. So what are the risks? There are some mild side effects like nausea, 40% of people experience this, flushing, 20% of people, headaches, 11%, vomiting, 5%. But the biggest problem with this medication is severe anhedonia and depression and lack of general interest in anything. Let's read a couple of reports on Reddit. Number 1, anhedonia from PT-141. It's been 2 weeks and I'm still suffering from anhedonia on and off from PT-141 I took. The anhedonia dullness is on and off, but other than that I have a constant blank mind, which is making life extremely agitating. I cannot seem to socialize anymore and it's hard to do cognitive tasks. Also bad nausea. Alright, the next one. PT-141, serious apathy, depression, dangerous. I took only 100 micrograms of PT-141 on 3 separate occasions, 1 week apart. It caused horrible apathy and depression for me and is lasting weeks. The final dose was about 6 weeks ago when I noticed the depression. I am not a depressed person at all. Most people comment on my frequent smiling. I'm 43. The sexual effects were not very strong but were slightly present. Okay, let's read another one. PT-141 negative side effects. 43-year-old female. Okay, it's a female, it's not a man, but still our brains are very similar in that regard. I pinned this peptide only twice, 500 micrograms each time. Ironically, I was looking to increase libido and sex drive, but seems to have had the opposite effect. I had average libido before, could orgasm pretty easily once I got going, but now I have trouble getting excited and either no orgasm or very weak climax. I've seen other posts call it anhedonia, didn't know that term before. Well, now unfortunately she knows it. Okay, those are the examples of reports that people get who take PT-141, and one guy going by the name Ryan Rousseau, maybe you know him, reported actually having adverse side effects from taking PT-141. He had increased anxiety.
I wouldn't overdo it with PT-141. I'll be straight up. Like, I wouldn't overdo it. I would treat that peptide with extreme caution. I would treat that peptide as once in a blue moon, and that it could create an anxious environment.
So yeah, he's not a friend of it either. Okay, why does it happen? Basically, it fries your brain by overstimulating melanocortin receptors, resulting in anhedonia and depression and low sex drive for many users. One of the possible causes is dopamine suppression, because PT-141 might interfere with dopamine pathways. And it's long term. You might get some short term boost from PT-141, but you might have to pay for it with long term anhedonia, lack of interest, libido problems, and so on. Also, the stuff is not cheap. If you inject it, it's $50 for 10 milliliters vial, which gives you 2 shots. Or if you use a spray, it's $250. Okay, as I promised, what are the alternatives for PT-141? So basically you take PT-141 because you want to improve your erections and sex drive, right? There are other ways to do it. So first of all, I know I'm gonna sound cliche, but lifestyle is very important. Have good sleep, don't masturbate to porn, do nofap, optimize your testosterone and estrogen levels. Eat a diet high in animal fats, for example carnivore. It doesn't have to be completely without carbs, but if you minimize them and maximize animal fats, you're gonna thank yourself. Also, some moderate exercise is very good. If you wanna do some exercise which has been proven to improve your testosterone levels and also erections, it's the deadlift and squats. And of course there's Viagra and Cialis, which is way less risky. A lot of guys don't want to take it because they want to go the natural way, and I'm all for it. In most situations it's possible, but for most men, the older you get, the less you can rely on a strictly natural way to improve erections. And in any case, if you need my help, you know where to find me. Just book a free call through a link in the description. I've been helping guys overcome PE and AD for many years now. We're gonna go through your situation. We'll see what's possible. We'll see if I can help you. And if yes, we can start the coaching and make you a sex machine. Yeah!